feel free to send, and we will grant you that. So again, we'll give it another minute and then get started. We are joined today by midfielder and captain Marco Migoletto. As a reminder, if you would like a question, click the raise hand button and we will call on you. So again, we'll just give it another 30 seconds or so. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. For our first question, we'll go to John Pearson of Massive Report, followed by Pearson of ColumbusCrew.com. Go ahead, John.
Hey, Marco. You officially scored the fastest goal in MLS Next Pro history, doing that at Lawyer.com field, no less. What did that goal mean to you?
How you doing, John? Yeah, it was quite something, but I mean, I can't take credit for it myself. This is actually, for us, it was a set play. We like to treat kickoffs as set pieces, essentially. So it was just pretty amazing that we do it out on the field, and let's be honest, we'll do it out on the field and we'll look at each other like, is this really going to work? And then 9 seconds later, we're all hugging each other at the corner flag. It was a great feeling, and I was just the lucky one that got to put the ball in the net, to be honest. To do it at Lower.com field, sorry. I guess that's just the cherry on the cake, you know. But it was honestly, I believe it was Issa that brought it up to the coaching staff, and it was great from the coaching staff to have the courage to implement it to us, and we just went out there and just, you know, did what we practiced.
Thank you, Marco. Next, we'll go to Pearson, followed by John Pearson again. Go ahead, Pearson.
Hi, Marco. So given the team's on a 7-game winning streak with just all the things that have gone well throughout this winning streak, how would you say, like, with your responsibility being a captain, how would you say that, what would you see you feel like tasked in, like, keeping the guys focused, locked in, and like level-headed? Like, how would you say you do that?
By not doing anything different than from the very first day I stepped foot in this facility, and from there on out. I mean, it's really easy for me to do so with the group of lads we've got, because I think the amazing thing about it all is, yeah, we're on a 7-game winning streak, but we were yesterday doing film for 30 minutes plus about all the things we need to improve on, looking back at the game against Toronto. And yeah, we're smiling, we're happy, and there's a great atmosphere, but it's not complacent at all. Every day we actually work really hard. And if you'd ask us, honestly, I don't think we know we're on a 7-game winning streak. It doesn't really register for us like that. So for myself, being a captain and a leader, I'm fortunate enough to have such an amazing group of lads that I don't really have to do anything special apart from show up every day and make sure that I'm running my bum off so that they're doing the same.
Thank you, Marco. Next, we'll go to John Pearson, followed by Stu Mason, and then Preston. Go ahead, John.
I'm curious, with the game getting postponed, what was the kind of week leading up to everything? And then what happened? I know you said that you don't do much different as a captain, but did you feel any responsibility to kind of make sure everybody wasn't demoralized after the game wasn't able to be played that Saturday and you had to wait till Sunday?
That was a good question. I think that the main thing that I was concerned about on Saturday was just to help the younger lads get in that right mind frame. You know, I think it is, as a player, the day of a game, you're sort of waking up, and everybody does it differently, but you consume so much energy before the game, before you even arrive to the stadium. So to have that full day of Saturday just at home, and we knew this was going to be a bit of a iffy day with the weather, and we're checking for updates and checking the weather and so on. It's just important to remind everybody, myself included, to just relax, keep your body ready for whenever it is called upon, but your mind pretty, under control. And to be honest, the boys were fantastic. There was, we were just as excited to be there on Sunday than we were on Saturday. Don't get me wrong, we'd love to be in front of the supporters that, we've had such great support from them throughout the year on social media, and we really do feel that, and we'd love to, show them in person. But no, it was, again, these boys make leading so easy for me. It's just that it was almost natural for us to be so focused the following day, and the fact that our game got postponed, it wasn't even mentioned. It wasn't even taken into consideration. It was never a factor for us.
Thank you, Marco. Next, we'll go to Stu Mason, followed by Preston Wood. And if you would like the final question after that, click raise hand.
Hi, Marco. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Hey, I wanted to ask you, it's amazing. All these athletes, all you athletes have a different story. I find it interesting. You grew up in England. How different is that than growing up in America?
Oof. Incredibly different. I had my cultural shock when I came out here to do college. And I actually ended up, to begin with, at a really small Division II college, which was 1,100 students up in the mountains of Georgia. I remember one of my first ever days of class, I was walking behind a girl and big old cowboy boots and spits on the ground. And, for me, it was like, what's going on here, But no, I love the American culture and society. Everyone is so much more friendly over here than it is back home. I don't know what it is about England, but I think everyone is in a bit of a rush, and everyone's a little bit meaner. That is my experience. So when I came out here, I guess I had to accustom myself to being nicer to others. And it's weird when you walk past someone and they say how you're doing. They're sort of actually waiting for you to reply because they want to know the answer rather than it being just like, like how you doing and just keep going. No, I'm a big fan. Look, I'm a big fan of the US. There's a reason why I'm still here, and my fiance is American, and I can't speak highly enough of the positive impact that it's had on my life.
One more question for me. You had a chance to play at Akron. That team is and that program is good year in and year out. What sustains a program like that?
The culture that is set, but the culture was set from the beginning. It was set from Caleb Porter being so successful there, and then obviously Coach Embick took over, and he was actually the assistant of Caleb at Akron. So the way that they're able to keep certain traditions and certain things that are non-negotiable, it doesn't really matter who you are, what your background is. Like when you get to Akron, in the nicest way possible, you're absolutely nobody. Everybody works hard, be it a freshman or a senior. And that was something that for me, I came in as a senior. And, I'd done pretty well in Division II. And I was just a silly 21-year-old lad. So I thought I was somebody, and I was quick to absolutely nobody. And so I think that is Akron. That is working class people. We have so much Akron here at Columbus Crew. And you can tell that all these lads, they work hard. There's one thing that they know how to do, and that is work hard, regardless of their talent level. And they're all amazing, but it doesn't matter. And that is something that is installed by every single Akron player, I think. And credit goes to people like Caleb, who began that culture and set it, and obviously massively to Embick, who took it and run with it and has carried on being so successful. And at the same time, you have to recruit the right people. You can't recruit certain people thinking that they're going to fit into the mold, because you're very much fitting into an Akron mold. It's not Akron adapting for anybody else.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marco. And as we begin to wrap up, the final question will go to Preston Wood, unless anybody else wants to raise their hand. So go ahead, Preston.
All right, Marco. So yesterday, I know that the team practiced with Brazil Jiu-Jitsu. How important would you say it is to you, especially as a team captain, mentoring a group of younger guys? Like, how important would you say it is to you as well as the rest of the team in terms of finding like a comfort zone among the group, and as well as building like team continuity?
Really important. And I've really kind of realized that these past few months here at Columbus. The jiu-jitsu is really cool. And actually, I wouldn't mess with our head coach after having seen him wrap us into into all sorts of shapes. But it's really fun to see like a lot of the lads interacting with one another and trying different positions. And that's the one thing that I'm so proud about to be a part of, is the fact that if I go on the group chat and I say, hey guys, let's get together at this place and let's do this activity, I'd always been in locker rooms where you'd get like 2 or 3 people reply and be game. This locker room, like, you can't plan it because everybody wants to be there and everybody's bringing their girlfriend and everyone's bringing their dogs and cousins. Everyone just wants to be together the whole time. So, and I think it shows on the field, you know, I think it shows on the field and even off the field. So it's these little activities that many might look and say, oh, the boys did jiu-jitsu. That's fun. Yeah, it is fun. But there's so much more that goes into the fact that we're willing to spend an hour of our day to do jiu-jitsu together rather than, you know, go at home and sit on the couch.
Thank you, Marco. This is going to wrap up this segment with Captain Marco Migoletto. Up next, we'll have head coach Laurent Courtois.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Really appreciate all of you.
Thank you.
Well, everyone, we're here with head coach Laurent Courtois. We do appreciate your patience. As a reminder, if you would like a question, click the raise hand button and then we'll call on you. So for our opening question, we'll go to John Pearson of Massive Report, followed by Preston Wood of ColumbusCrew.com. Go ahead, John.
Hey, coach, how you doing?
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. I'm curious, with the game getting postponed, what was your strategy to kind of keep that enthusiasm all week and relay it back to Sunday?
It was a tricky moment. That's why we made the choice to ask the guys to not showing up before the actual regular time and not spend too much time at the stadium, and it actually turned out okay. That way, they were able to at least stay home and not waste too much energy. Then it's easy to reset. You play the next day at noon in this fabulous stadium. So no, really, it was not. It was not ideal, but not the worst to reset and go after it.
Thank you, Laurent. Next, we'll go to Pearson Wood, and then we'll go right back to John Pearson.
Hi, Laurent. So Rochester has played really well over the last 3 games. They've won their last 3 games. How would you say, what makes them such a dangerous team to prepare for?
We saw a few recaps. I haven't watched an entire full game yet. They switched to a 3-4-3 in the last couple of games. They have individual qualities. They can be direct from their goalkeeper. We witnessed. So yeah, maybe the more mature physically team that we're going to face. So yeah, it's going to be a good challenge for our guys. Good test of formations and style of play. So home, good test. Let's see what we have.
Next, we'll go back to John Pearson, followed by Stu Mason. Go ahead, John.
You were talking about formations. It looked like you set up maybe a little bit different formation last week against Toronto. I'm wondering, are you going to be experimenting a little bit more with the formation this week?
You would try. We have a few stuff that we like in terms of player development in the 3-4-3 and the tactical aspect of the game that each position require individually or by pairs. So yeah, we really into that formation, but we also want to bring the guys capacity to respond to anything really. And 4-3-3 would be right after that, and potentially a mid 3 in a back 3 system too. So that would look more like a 3-5-2. But really, to be honest, we try to build more spatial and face recognitions rather than formation wise, to be honest. But that being said, there's an opponent, and based on the personnel we have, sometimes we will adjust and try out things, and it's good. We think it's good for everyone to be testing different scenarios.
Thank you, Laurent. Next, we'll go to Stu Mason, followed by Preston. Go ahead, Stu.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon.
I wanted to ask you, have you identified their top players, anybody that you really have to watch out for?
Yeah, staff presented me a few individualities and characteristics or patterns, but the more I go, so much to learn, but the more I go, I really focus on us and what we want to do in certain situations rather than focus typically on one individual. -1, I'll address, let's be aware of this and that, but every day before that, it's always going to be about us and what we need to keep doing better and keep doing good.
One more question from me. It seems like your team can weather any storm, like Toronto FC 2 came back last week, and your guys got another goal real quickly.
Yeah, the resilience is a big part of this game. Every game really, but we still want to face. We still want to see our reaction when we face real adversity. The challenge for us, Toronto, was to not score the second goal fast enough. And it was the same situation on the first game we played against them. But yeah, maybe soon we're going to face a scenario where we're going to be 2 goals down, and how do we react from there? This is how we expect the guys to react, but we'll see. We'd rather be in front foot and try to leading on score ourselves, but certainly look forward to see how we react when things doesn't go our way.
Thank you.
As we begin to wrap our availability, we still have time for a few more questions. So if you would like one of the final questions, please raise your hand. Up next, we'll go to Preston Wood.
Hi. So I'm just curious, can you put into words the impact that Jason Russell Rowe has had on your offensive attack over the last 7 games during this winning streak? On Sunday, he tied the MLS Next Pro League lead with 6 goals scored on the season. Could you describe, I guess, the impact that he's had on your offensive attack?
Yeah, Jason came with no foundation in terms of fitness. He's getting there. He not only is getting there and able to show his potential, but like I said, whether it's putting some weight on to have more impact in duels and be more aggressive and repeating speed ability, or the recognition tactically to be able to make or not a different type of run. Like is 50% of what the final version of we think he can become, and this applies for a lot of players in our group. So it's exciting. At the same time, we far from the final product yet, and yeah, it's exciting players for sure.
And to wrap up our availability, we'll next go to John Peterson, followed by Preston Wood for the final question.
I'm curious, with the Champions League final coming up on Saturday, are you going to use that as an opportunity to kind of have the team together as a bonding experience being at home?
We talked about that with the staff. We still haven't made a decision. Thanks for putting me on the spot like this. I'll try to be taking a decision today, but it will a little bit torn. We want to build chemistry with the guys and be together at the same time. The game is the next day, so is it the smart things to do? We'll evaluate with the staff and we'll make a decision today.
And for our final question, we'll go to Preston.
So with the team practicing with Brazil Jiu-Jitsu yesterday, how important would you say it is for the team to have activities like these, and helping guys find their comfort zone and building some team continuity?
Yeah, we this time was Jiu-Jitsu where it can be something else. The idea is to kind of see the game or the life with the different angle, specifically in Jiu-Jitsu. When there's somebody that is stronger than you or bigger than you, you have to approach things through a different angle, and timing is everything too. So how can I not panic and try to find a kind of a little solution without burning too much strength and be burned out? So that's the idea, and I think the guys enjoyed. It's always fun to hug and roll on the mat or on the grass. So we'll repeat that, and we'll try to find other activities that can make us having a good time and build learn a skill.
Thank you, Laurent. Thank you, everyone. This is going to wrap up our availability for today. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.